Okay, so yeah, the video was talking about robotics. Okay, so what do you think is robotics? What do you think it is?
A robotic is a combination about sciences, engineering, and technology.
Great. Okay, so in order for us, to study robotics or maybe even to create a robot, right? We need to right, to get informed by three basic disciplines. We need to, have knowledge from science, from engineering, and from technology, right? These are three things that we need to study, right, if we want to get into robotics, right? Good. Okay, so there was something very important being discussed about robots. In addition to this, there are three parts or aspects that consist the what we call robots. What are those three things that without them, right, the robot is going just to be very simple machinery. Yes. Yeah.
The first one, I
Hmm.
think, is the um,
Yeah, what does a robot
uh,
consist of? There are different things, about a robot.
okay. It consists of making vehicles, making machines, like or
Hmm.
an industry in industry term.
Aha, great. Okay, so yeah, a robot. If we're talking about a human being, about people, we say that there is a body and there is a soul, right? But if we're talking about
Ah,
robots, there is some different
we
aspects of a
talk.
robot. Hmm.
We're talking about chips, batteries.
Very nice, great. So
Uh,
there is the electrical side, the electrical, side of the robot, which has,
mm,
a robot requires control and power, right? Electricity is very essential. Next
and the
is,
mechanical
aha,
part.
very good. Yeah, the mechanical part, it has to do with the hardware, right? With the body, right? The physical
Mhm.
side, let's say, of the robot, right? And the physical side of the robot can be, right? We need maybe engineers or technicians in order to create this part of the body, right? For you, for
Mhm.
instance, maybe you want, right, to create a robot. It's not necessary for you, to create the whole body of the robots. You can buy the robots from, a store somewhere and so on. And then, great, you take part of the other side, which that you are interested in, right? So we have the mechanical side, the hardware side of the robot. We got the electrical side. There must be some batteries in a way and power. And there is another side which is very, very important.
The code, the software parts.
Exactly, very good. That's the soul, right? Let's say of the body of the robot, right? Where a human being has got a body and it has got a soul. So the soul for the robot, right, has to do with the code. So what do we mean by a code?
It programmed the robot to like make certain actions to you
Yeah,
order a robot to do certain actions.
exactly, right. Yeah. A code is a program. It is a set of instructions that tells the robot what to do and when to do that, right? What kind of tasks to do. And so it's a set of instructions, as you say. Very nice. Good. Sometimes we may say scripting and so on. It's a kind, a group of or a set of instructions. Very nice. Okay. So, of course, by help of a certain programming language, we can create that code. Very good. Now, let's discuss right now the uses of a robot. Why do people create robots? What kind of tasks is it supposed to perform?
First, we talk about the industrial side of uh,
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
industrial side. Like
Yeah.
the robots are used to make
Mm-hmm.
like some cars, the machines,
Ah, great.
like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things.
Yeah, actually, yeah, great. It's usually in factories, in car industry, as you said, and so on. Car industry, you find lots of robots working out there in order to, great, that's engaged in the assembly, let's say, of the car components and so on. Right. That's really amazing. Good. Is it all only limited to the, the factory, the industry side, or it can be used in to perform other tasks? Apart from industry and factories and so on.
Can
How
you repeat the
about
question?
how about the home uses, right, of robots, for instance?
Like the cleaning robots, he can
Great,
clean
very
the
nice. Uh-huh,
clean
yes.
your house or your rooms, your floor
Uh-huh,
in the
great, yeah.
specific area.
Uh-huh, great. Very nice. Good. We got some cleaning robots. Great. That's cleaning. Great. Yeah, that's one of the tasks. Yeah, very nice. Good. Can you think of other home tasks that the robots can perform?
Uh, like the robot cooker,
All right, very good.
the
Robot
only
cook.
one,
Let's say
yes, the
cook,
only
great.
one cooker, yes.
Oh, nice, very good. Yeah, robot that can cook, great, very good. Yes, uh-huh. Nice. Any other thing, right? Is it just limited to cleaning and cooking, or maybe there are other things that it can do, right? The River S8 Pro Ultra is the most extreme vacuum cleaner I've ever owned. So for starters, it's with a vacuum from front. Yeah, think about the different tasks that we have at home, for instance. Of course, when talking about cooking, we talking about different things being engaged there, involved in the kitchen and so on, right? And also, apart from the kitchen, sometimes we need robots in order to control many different functions inside and tasks inside the house. Remember that now, when it comes to the light, for instance, right, there are robots that can control the light, right?
Right,
Just
yes.
okay. Remember, right, that instead of having these switches, for instance, that we have in order to switch on the lights, right, or switch off the lights, why not, right? So you can have maybe right, digitalized. Lighting or some sort of robot that can control everything, right? Okay, maybe you can turn on the lights by just flapping your hands once, right? And then the light is on, right? Or twice, right? The light is off, and so on. Why not a robot, for instance, that can bring you whatever you want, right? A robot who is there just to serve you, right? Come on, right? Okay, and then you say, go bring this thing. Okay, it depends on the program, as we said. What vocal instructions did you program, or did you tell your robots to perform? Right. That's really nice. So these are some, just we have this idea that robots can be used at home to perform certain tasks, especially cleaning and controlling different devices inside the house. Turn on the TV, turn on the air conditioner, turn on the lights, and so on and so forth. Great. In addition to cooking, great too. But robots can be used beyond the house, beyond the factories, in other areas. Take a look at what is happening in Palestine right now. We see that there is a war, right? So the robots are being used, right, have been used, right, in the in the, I'm not going to say complex, but in this war, right? What can you
Uh,
tell me, how is it used, right? Yeah, how are the
the
robots being used? Mm-hmm.
the artificial intelligence,
Yeah, great. Uh-huh. Artificial
like
intelligence.
like
Okay.
chat boxes
Yeah,
and
great. Mm-hmm. Good. Yes. All
about
right.
chatbots, no,
Yeah,
chatbots,
talking about
and
chatbots. Great. Good.
yes,
Mm-hmm. All right.
uh, like
Mm-hmm.
electric self-driving cars.
Electric auto-driving cars, great,
Yeah.
good, yeah, or self-driving cars like Tesla, right? For instance, self-driving car, right? Very nice. Yeah, it's all great about robots driving with artificial intelligence too, and so on. Very nice, good. How about the war? I talked about the war. How is the how are the robots used in a war today?
With drones and
Oh yeah,
uh,
right. We're talking about drones right now, military drones, right? Yeah, that attack people
and
and so on, right? Good.
and automatic planes.
And that those are self-flying planes and so on. Great, good. Okay, so these are exactly what we call drones. Great. So we see that drones right now, right? As you said, automatic, some sorts of automatic planes. Right, there is no driver, no pilot, nothing at all. They are just being right controlled with just like a gamepad or a controller. And right, the drone can perform certain tasks, attacking, building certain targets and so on, or even dropping down bombs, right, into certain areas. So, robots can be also used as just soldiers or whatever, right? Okay, you see something moving on the ground, but it's a robot, right? It's a military robot. It's just like a soldier that can attack, that can explode, right? To certain moments, great, and so on. Very nice, good. Okay, so I think that yeah, the question of artificial intelligence that you have raised is another problem. We'll be discussing that, great, when reading an article together. All right, so let's move on to the next part of the discussion. It has to do with the users of the robots. All the things that we discuss mostly, great, are the positive sides of a robot. Great, a robot is good. Great, it can perform certain tasks, cleaning, great, and so on and so forth. Great, we'll take a look. Great, very quick look at the some examples of robots. Right, you talked about cleaning robots. Let's have take a look at a cleaning robot and the cooking robots too, and then we'll discuss the other side, the negative side, right, of robotics and so on. Let me share with you, right, a video together. Just on YouTube, right? Okay. Robotics, great. All right, I think we've got a couple of robots, right? Have you ever seen?
So I used to have a robot.
This is a cleaning robot, right? That's it's just like a vacuum cleaner, right? Yeah, it cleans everything on the ground or maybe on a carpet, right? Or whatever, right?
$20 vacuum for
The one that yes, right. That's it, right? Sometimes it gets stuck. This one, yes.
$20.
There is a carpet cleaning, great. Carpet cleaning robot, right? Actually, great. Like this one, right? Yes.
Tired of Slack? Check this out. Simply go to a message in one of your channels, select the AI.
It can even be controlled using your phone or anything like that. Okay, that's an example, right? Let's see, take a look right now at some, let me see here, cooking, great, robots, great. Cooking robots, you might find some videos which are maybe made by artificial intelligence, right? Like this one, it sounds so funny, right? I don't think it's a real video, right? This one, I don't think it's a real. It's made by artificial intelligence. But there are some really great. I think this one is okay.
This robot is cooking.
I think this one is the. I think this one is a real one, right? So it can do the cooking, great, and all those tasks, right?
This robot is cooking.
But everything is already there. Everything is set up right in the right place where it can, take water, take things, and so on. Great. Okay, so Now, let's discuss about the negative side of robotics because as we are discussing robots right now, you are excited about the positive side of robots. You think that robots are always good. Don't you think that robots can have some negative side effects, right? Or negative results as far as our human life and style is concerned?
The AI is learning you to be too lazy by plagiarism, text, or exercises.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. Again, can you reformulate your idea? You said something, Grace. Uh-huh. I didn't get you quite clear, Great. Yes.
The AI is driving you to be too lazy.
To be too lazy. Very nice.
For
Uh-huh.
yes, for solving you the exercises and the text, the
Mm-hmm. Great.
writings and
Exactly, very
points.
nice. Good. Okay, so AI, right, artificial intelligence, robots, and so on. Imagine if we have robots that can perform any task at home, right? That means what? We're just going to lay down, right, and robots can do everything for us, right? Turn on the lights, please. Bring me something great. Clean the roof, great. Bring me great, the remote, great. It is on the table, great. So cooking. So if we, robots do everything for us, what are we supposed to do? That means that we are inactive, right? We're not doing anything at all. And
Mm.
inactivity is something very, very dangerous for us. It's good for us to move, to do some sport, to go here, go there, stand up, sit down. It's very important to move for us to move. Otherwise, if we are inactive, that means that we are going to get sick, right? Okay, and face a lot of trouble of health problems and health issues, right? That's one problem. Very good, right? Yeah, I note down this problem. It has to do with the laziness, right? And its bad effects on maybe our health, right? Good. Okay, what
Uh,
else, right? There are some other negative aspects, right, of
uh,
uh, robots, right?
the robots fires the people.
What is it?
The
What?
the robots fires the people because
Oh, fires people. What do you mean by fires people, right? Yes. Mm-hmm.
the robots
Mm.
works better than the people
Then
and
people, then
than
then
people,
the
yes.
then the labor force, right? Okay, labor force
Okay.
is going to be kicked out, right? Labor force, right? اليد العاملة, right? In English here we say labor force, right? Labor. In English, American English we just O. With British we have U, right? Labor force, right? مشكلة the problem of labor force greatly العاملة, right? So we are going to many great workers are going to become redundant, right? I mean jobless, right? We don't need you anymore, right? We have robots that can do the task perfectly well, right? Instead of having workers who sometimes great does things do things not in the right way, and sometimes they don't work seriously. So robots can do everything, right? Especially that's what we see right now in car factories and so on, in the industry, right? Industrial side. So robots are there. Very nice. Okay, so that means what? That means the number or the rate of joblessness and employment is going to increase because the robots replace the labor force. That's a very good point, great, Ryan. Yes, good. And in addition to that, right, look at what's happening as far as war is concerned. Do you think that because of AI again and the inclusion of or the integration of AI robots and so on in wars and in the military side, do you think that we can one day, do you think that we still can control robots, or maybe one day we might lose control, let's say, of AI robots? What do you think about this idea?
I think we are now losing control of the robots. So the future we probably lose the control of the AI side of the robots.
I think so. I think so. I agree with you. There might be some errors in a way. Remember, Greg, that's there are some coding is taking place, and every coder, every scripter, someone who is writing the scripts or what, is supposed to make some mistakes, right? And if there is a very, very simple mistake, that means it's can cause a fatal, right? Problem or results, right? Did you watch about some news about some problems happening with Tesla, auto driving and self-driving cars? Okay, so I heard many people who had Tesla, right, a car, they complained that there are some reports that say that there are some problems with Tesla cars, right? Sometimes there might be a problem and the result is a crash or an accident, a fatal accident, right, in the road. Let me just take a very quick look about Tesla, right? Tesla fails, right? Right, problems and so on, right? Yes, on the road. So yeah, one of the yes, let's see. I'm going to share a video with you. Right, speeding Tesla kills two in China. Car makers denies claims that brakes failed. Oh my gosh, guys, yes. Self-driving, driving. Okay, so driverless great here, cuts off another regret. Okay, Tesla, guys, fails, problems, and then made in accident. Great. All right, yeah. So let's take a look at this video, right? I think it's about Tesla, and maybe there is loss of control, right, as far as Tesla, right, car is concerned here. Let's take Tesla crashes, right, in China after going out of control, killing one and injuring another. There is a loss of control, right? Okay, so and the result is a crash, right? It smashed into bus, and this is the result, right? This is the problem, right? Yeah. The problem is when things are 100% great electrical, 100% great a matter of code, a matter of robotics, and so on. So there might be an error at any time, and the result will be catastrophic, right? Okay, because there are some sensors for Tesla, for instance, great, not just Tesla, but many modern cars. There are some sensors that can detect that there is someone right in front of you, so it's going to automatically break, right, activate the brakes and so on. So you don't know exactly. Sometimes you may lose control, right? Let's say of such machines, right? Actually, okay. So these are some of the problems we discussed, but let us share with you, right, an article. We're going to read about the journey of a lady who studied computer science, and then, right, she was passionate about robotics and developing robots specifically for children. We're going to read about her experience, especially if I ask you, Ryan, what do you look up to be in the future, right? What is your, right, your aspiration, right? What do you want to be in the future? What do you want to study or to work?
IT engineering.
IT engineering. Nice. Very good. Yes, that's something good. Okay, I have one of my kids, great. I asked him what he want to do, great, and he is concerned about developing games. He said, "I want to be a game developer," right? He said to me, "Great, Morocco, in Morocco, there is no game developing here, right? Daddy, I'm so worried about this, great. I want to be a game developer." I said, "Hey, listen, great. You got to know exactly where game developing, great, is located. I mean, what should I study, great, in order to develop a game or an app or whatever? This has to do with computer, something called computer science, right? Computer science is something that you have to study, right? You want to study, to be an IT, great, agent or whatever, that means you have to study computer science, right? And inside computer science, you can study programming, you can know how to develop applications, right? And everything related to that, including games. Games, are just applications, right? So let us read about this lady, about her journey, and we'll discuss more, the issue of robotics and the challenge of developing robots for kids, especially with artificial intelligence. Great. Here we go. Okay. All right. I hope that we haven't read this article before, right? My memory fails me sometimes. Dream jobs, right? This is an article from New Zealand, right? Yes. Designing a robot for kids. This is her dream, right? To design robots that can interact with kids, right? And kids are special people, right? Human beings that behave in a certain way. Dear Rayane studies computer science in Georgia, where she is getting her PhD. She develops robots and studies how they interact with children. Now, this is a kind of interview, right? هذا مجرد ما يشبه حوار, right? Interview with this lady. Now, the first question to her, what was your life like growing up? I mean, her story when she grew up, right, as a child. I'm from a small town in South Carolina. I grew up on a farm with fields of corn, cotton, and hay. I lived with my mother, father, and sister and grandma. We had lots of cookouts and played kickballs and baseball with cousins who lived down the streets. My father died when I was 13, which was hard, right? Growing up, I loved school and sports like math, softball. In high school, I would make birthday wedding invitations, programs for my church, and things like that. I graduated as a valedictorian with 60 people in my class. Right. Well, she grew up in a countryside, let's say. How did you choose computer science? She said, I did not take a computer science class until my freshman year at the University of South Carolina. I realized that computer science was not what I thought it was. I had to write code, which was completely new to me. Code is what? What is a code? Code is a set of instructions that tells a computer or a machine what to do. My teacher was one of the most important mentors or trainers I ever had, and she convinced me to stay in the class. I said, but boy, did I struggle, and it was the hardest semester I had to this day. Okay, now she studied, involving in computer science, and one of her professors, inspired her in order to study computer science. Another question to her, why did you get involved in robotics? Now, computer science and then specializing again in something called robotics. The same teacher from my first computer science class invited me to do research in her lab. Lab, it means laboratory. They were coding robots, so if a student got a math question wrong, the robot would help guide students to the right answer. Later, we took the robots to the middle school I went to and other rural schools in South Carolina. I coded the robots to do a hip-hop dance, a move, each time the students did the math problem correctly, and they loved that. Now she involved in something which is developing robots that can solve math problems, right? And especially if the answer is correct, so the robot is going to perform a hip hop dance, right? If it's not, then it's going to guide the student in order to correct, to achieve the correct answer. Between my junior and senior year of college, I worked in a lab at Georgia Tech in Atlanta, right? Okay, so you got to, you want to study computer science, so you got to choose a tech school, right? After your baccalaureate, right? I think there is a tech school in Rabat, right? For instance, كاين مدرسة خاص بال علوم الحاسوب في الرباط مثلا، right? خذيت البكالوريا ديالي مزيان بلا نوت مزيانة، right? مهتم بالروبوتكس or I mean بالتكنولوجي or whatever or computer science، غنمشي غندير right computer science في قرايت ان رباط، ولا في ربما حتى في الجامعه كاين اللي كيقرا مات، كاين برونش اللي هي مات ديال الانفورماتيك قرايت، كيقرا الرياضيات مع الانفورماتيك، هذاك الشيء ديال الالغوريثم قرايت الخاص بال قرايت coding and so on. They were coding robots to help children with disabilities do physical therapy. I fell in love with this work and couldn't wait to return as a graduate student. In 2017, I began a PhD program in computer science at Georgia Tech. Now, my research focuses on how to code. This is her concern right now. So her research is focusing on how to code robots that can adapt or change the response based on children's behavior. All right? It's not just like developing robots with AI that can interact with adults. Adult behavior is different from children's behavior, right? Adult people, guys, they behave in a normal way, in a certain way. It's quite clear and easier to develop robots that can respond to adult people. But children behave in a strange way, in a different way. So it says, we purchased the robot from a company. As we said before, we need, someone who is going to, to make the robots, right? The hardware, right? And then we purchase the robot from a company and code them with artificial intelligence. This is our job, is coding, right? As you, guys, Rayane, you may, if you are interested in robotics, but you are not specialists in developing the hardware side. So you just buy the Arduino from a company, you buy robots, you buy maybe the wheels, tires, the LEDs, right? Everything, the materials, you buy the materials, okay? And now it's my job is to code, right? And tell the robot what to do, right? Now, with artificial intelligence, robots and computer programs can study information. They can instantly make a decision. We got Apple's Siri and Amazon's Alexa are a few examples. These are a few examples of companies that develop, AI-empowered or enabled robots. Why do robots need to be different for children than adults? As I said, guys, developing robots for adults is easier than developing robots for children. Most robots with artificial intelligence are designed to recognize emotions in adults. Emotions, I mean feelings and so on. It works like this. A robot looks at a person's face. When we say a robot looks, it's thanks to the cameras, right? It has got cameras that can it can capture, let's say, the picture or the person's face, right? Or the person's face. Difference, pictures when the person is happy, when the person is sad, when the person is angry, and so on. It takes photos of that person with cameras, and then the images are compared with the database of images the robot already has. Alors le robot, right? Il a déjà واحد la base de données ديال les images, millions of images about people's face, when they are happy, when they are sad, when they are angry, when they are excited, and so on, right? From there, the robot can tell what emotion the person is expressing. Alors, the robot takes a picture of you and it tries to match that picture with the right picture in the database, right?
Yeah.
Right. It may fall into the picture expressing happiness. All right. So the robot will, take decision that you are happy, right? Or maybe take the decision that you're sad or whatever, right? Based on this comparison between the picture that it takes and the database of picture that it has. Yet for the robots to be able to do this, it takes a lot of data. We are talking here about millions and millions of images in the database. So far, robots are really good at understanding happiness and surprise for adults, right? Robots, they can, recognize the behavior of adult people when they are happy, when they are surprised, and so on, right? But kids or children express their emotions in a different way. So there is a lot of room for improvement. Here, it's here where we have the challenge of developing a robot for kids, robots that can understand the emotions of children. For example, the robot tends to confuse children's facial expressions for anger and sadness. It's difficult for a robot to develop a robot that can distinguish between anger and sadness, right? Especially for kids. Now, another question, why is it important to have an adaptable robot? A robot can adapt to, the children's behavior. When kids first see a robot, when the kids see a robot, they are super excited about it. However, a week later, they figure it out and lose interest. They don't care about the robot anymore. A robot that can adapt can better interest a child and help them in the moment, guys. So the hope is that we can create robots that better use artificial intelligence, right? This could allow physical therapy to be customized for each person. This would help children with missing limbs or conditions like cerebral palsy, right? Who need physical therapy on an ongoing basis. Down the line, the robots could be used in homes so that children don't have to wait for physical therapy appointments. We're talking here about children with disabilities, children who have problems, for instance, speaking. We can develop robots that can help them, right, in order to, right, to train their speech organs and, speak in a correct way and so on, right, in order to face this, disabilities and these problems. The last question, why do you want to do, or yeah, what do you want to do with your career, right? I mean, in the future, what do you want to do? Right. She said there are very few black females in the computer science field. We're talking here about America. So America, we still have this problem of black people, white people, right, in America, right? And there are very few black people who are specialized in fields just like computer science and advanced fields of knowledge. So this lady, she wants to, to be an added value, right? She wants to specialize in computer science as a black female. And this was initially an adjustment for me. In fact, my first class with a black professor was when I was a PhD student in Georgia Tech. Now my advisor is a black female computer science professor. Her mentorship, her guidance and so on. So it means so much to me. My long-term goal, what is her long-term goal? Is to be a professor so that I can be an ally, mentor, and role model for other students of color. All right. She wants to be a professor specializing in robotics in order to train other people, to know how to develop robots and so on. This is an example of a journey. I don't know how is your journey is going to be like and so on, right? So if I ask you, Ryan, right, describe me your journey. What do you want to be in the future? What do you look up to be? And what are things that you are planning to study in order to realize your dream?
Um, I will study yes,
Mhm.
computer science, but like ethical hacking
Ethical hacking, right? Yes. Okay. So,
to help companies and
all
to
right. You know, you want to be a white hat hacker.
yes, yeah.
White. We got white hat hackers and we got black hat. Yeah, you want to study, right? Maybe to be a hacker, a white hacker, right? You know, of course, in order to perform some security, for security objectives, right? Nice, very good. Yeah, how is it important, right, for companies, to be such a white hacker, right? Someone who is specialized in cybersecurity and so on. How is it
Uh,
important? How can you help companies resolve their problems? What kind of
Find
problems are
the
you going to
yes,
resolve? Yes.
find the bugs and fix them.
Oh yeah, find some bugs, right? Maybe in their webs, right? Maybe in their codes, applications, and so on, and then trying to fix
Yeah,
them in order to avoid, right? To avoid the black hackers, right? Intruding upon their, right, webs or whatever their projects. Very nice. That's a good thing, actually, right? Very nice. Uh-huh. Anything else?
I want to be robots, kind of a human robots, like a human robots programmer or
Programmer, developer,
developer.
right? Okay, yeah. You want to develop just code, for robots, right? You want to code some robot machines, right? Whatever, great. Nice, very good. Okay, so now if I ask you a question, and maybe it's gonna be the last question. What is your dream robot? If you have the chance to develop a robot, you had the experience before to develop different robots, right? Using Arduino, trying to, transfer some sort of code and so on. But if you have the chance in the future to develop a professional robot, how is it going to look like, and what kind of task it's going to realize?
It's a human. It can walk with the feet, not like wheels or
Hmm.
can grab things. It can
Hmm.
feel. He can feel what the other feels,
Oh my
and
gosh, right? Talking about feelings here. How can human beings can be compared to robots, right? Do you think that robots feel just or feel just like human beings?
uh, like
Mhm.
um,
Do you think that robots can feel just like humans? And do you think that they are smarter than human beings? If
yes, it's smarter than people, and like.
uh-huh.
Uh,
Are you sure
But
about that?
robots can't
Are
feel
uh-huh.
right like people. But I will make a approximate feeling of the robot.
It's just what you're telling the robot to do, right? Okay. It's
Yeah,
not real. We're not talking here about real feeling. It's just some kind of instructions that you tell the robot to do, right?
yeah,
You tell the robot, to behave in a certain way, as we have seen in the story, just to make a hip hop great dance when the answer a math problem to a math problem is correct and so on. Right? So we're not talking here about real feelings. We're talking about just artificial feelings, right? Just reactions, just instructions, right? How to react to. Okay, so, but I disagree with you that robots are smarter than people. Do you think that they are smarter? But it's the human being, it's the person who created the robot and who coded the robot. How come that you say that robots can be smarter than human beings?
robots are smarter than humans in terms of
In terms,
uh,
mhm.
the direct responses.
Uh-huh.
They don't need creativity. The answers they don't need. The questions they don't need. creativity, and
Uh-huh, right.
uh, the direct response. Yeah, like
Oh yeah, great. They don't have to think or waste time thinking or right.
yeah,
They are programmed to give you direct instant answer to your math problem, right? Okay, that's it.
yeah,
You have a math problem, you just give him right the equation or whatever, and then right automatically allow you to to see the answer, right, or a solution to the problem. I understand. But as you say, right, they are not that creative. And this is what makes a human being special. Human beings, right, are special because they are basically creative. They are not just like robots going following certain of instructions, the code and so on, right? There might be a problem with the code, right? So they are not going to, human beings are not going to feel stuck. If they feel stuck, they can think another way, right? They can try another way. But for robots, they are just doing what you tell them to do. If they didn't find another way, right, so they're going to be stuck, right, to feel stuck and so on, right. Okay, that's really amazing, right. But as we said, right, feelings, right, when it comes to feelings again, this is something that makes a human being special. They really feel, right? They have real feelings, not artificial feelings or just codes and instructions, right? Maybe if you ask, right, Google Assistant as an AI application or whatever, right, it's going to interact with you as if it's a real human being, right? Hey, Google. Hello. Hey, Google. Maybe great artificial intelligence, right? The assistance here, right, is not well activated here, right? Okay, so let's check. Okay. Hey Google. Hey Google.
Hi, how can I help?
How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
Are you happy? Are you happy today?
I'm happy whenever we're chatting.
I'm happy whenever we chat. Is he really happy? These are things,
There's just yes.
yeah, AI, right? Nothing more, right? It just says what it was told to say, right? Nothing more. And there are a lot of things that we want to discuss, especially about the use of AI in education and how important it is, and whether AI or robots can replace teachers, and how it is important to develop robots that can teach kids English, right? This person, the lady that we talked about, she has a dream of developing robots for kids. How about developing robots that can teach the language for kids? عوض ما يكون عندنا هذا العرام ديال لي جو اللي ما عندهم تقييمة, right?
Yeah.
All right, just silence, clumsy stuff and so on. Why not developing robots that can speak with children, that can teach them the language, be it English or French or whatever. الدراري غيولي كيلعبوا بهذه right en même temps كيتعلموا اللغة. هذه فكرة, c'est un projet à réaliser, great. Okay, so inshallah, great, maybe one day we can discuss more about robotics and technology, great, and AI. There are a lot of things to discuss about that. Okay, I think we've come to the end of our discussion today. Do you have any question before you go?
No.
All right, that's it for today. Pass my regard to everyone and pass my apologies to Arish, right? مازال الوليدات الصغار, right? اعتقد لو طون ديال الوقت الليلي الساعة right اتصل بيا لقاني نعس, والله كنت نائما, كنت عيان شوية نعس اداني النعس بعد. Also الوقت الليلي صعيب صعيب صعيب, نتمنى انه يعاودوا يشوفوا right اذا كانت هناك امكانية الوقت الصباحي بالنسبة للدراري ولا وسط النهار ولا كذا, it's gonna be good. الوقت ديال الليل شي شويه كتجي كنكون عيان, والوليدات خصهم شي شويه ديال النشاط وشويه right. Okay, it's not the same. Well, tomorrow again we still have another session with Arish tomorrow, but unfortunately it's the same time at 8 o'clock at night, right? Okay, so we'll try. I hope again that we can work tomorrow. I hope so, right? so as not to lose, right? Much time. That's it for today, and see you next time, inshallah. All the best and goodbye, Ryan. Yes, all the best.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.